Thank you. Folks, last time I was in Florida was almost a month ago because of Hurricane Ian, and we surveyed. No, I'm serious. My dad used to say everybody deserves a little bit of breathing room. Granted, when the price of a gallon of gasoline went up, we talked about it at our kitchen table. We weren't poor. We were an average middle-class family. We lived in a 3-bedroom split-level house in a development in a suburban area. We were in a situation where, we had 4 kids and a grandpa living with us, but we weren't poor. How many of you know somebody with diabetes who needs insulin? Well, guess what? And when Debbie and I passed this law, it included everybody, not just seniors. And so what happened was we said, okay, you know how much it costs to make that insulin drug for diabetes? Cost. It was invented by a man who did not patent it because he wanted it available for everyone. I spoke to him, okay? And guess what? And they talk about inflation. We're dealing with it for a whole second. Inflation is a worldwide problem right now because of a war in Iraq and the impact on oil and what Russia's doing. The war in Ukraine. But the point is that that's why it's up. We have the lowest inflation rate of almost any major country in the world. We've done a lot to try to take it under control. I've released millions of barrels of oil from our Strategic Petroleum Reserve, keeping the price down. It's down about $1.25 and going down. It needs to go more. And on my watch, for the first time in 10 years, seniors are getting an increase in their Social Security checks this week. So checks are going to be up. Folks, many of us are focused on inflation right now. But let me say something. I want to point something out. I talk about big spending Democrats. I spend a lot of money to do these things, but guess what? I cut the deficit in half. In half, the federal deficit. This year alone, $1.4 trillion reduction, $400 billion reducing the debt. And last year, $350 billion reducing debt. Give me a break. I'm so sick and, I shouldn't get going. Come on, man. It's just amazing. No, that's a fact. As my granddaughter, she used to say, Google it. I'm serious. We cut the federal deficit in half while doing all this. FEMA has made assistance available to 26 counties to provide temporary housing. And FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Assistance, is going door to door to reach people as well. Folks, this is progress that's hard won and hard fought by Debbie and some of her colleagues. And I wish I could say our Republican friends in Congress made it happen. I truly do, by the way. I truly do, because we used to be able to do a lot of bipartisan things. But the truth is, every single Democrat in Congress voted for the Inflation Reduction Act. And every single solitary Republican in Congress voted against these savings. Every single one, including Senator Rubio, who now acts like he doesn't. No, but I was disappointed. It really disappointed me. Now listen to what they're telling us. Republicans in Congress are telling us that their number one priority, if they gain control of the Congress next Tuesday, is to repeal, number one, the Speaker said, the Republican leader said, their number one priority is to repeal the Inflation Reduction Act. That also includes all the matters going to save hundreds of thousands of dollars for people in terms of their energy bills, because they're going to do away with the whole issue with regard to weatherization. But let's be crystal clear what it means. If Republicans in the Congress have their way, the power, a senator from Florida going after Medicare and Social Security, I tell you what, I don't know where, as they say in Southern, don't know where y'all been. Hot damn, boy. I tell you, look. But they talk about inflation all the time. What in God's name? And they ask why I call this the Inflation Reduction Act. Well, I've come to Florida today to talk about 2 very, very, very important programs. 2 very important that's going to affect as many Americans as anything else, and a great deal of people in this state are going to be affected. And And they're under siege by our Republican friends. And by the way, this ain't your father's Republican Party. This is a different deal right now. And there's a lot of good Republicans out there, but they're under a lot of pressure. Every single Democrat in the United States Congress voted for the Inflation Reduction Act. Every single one voted for it. Not one single Republican voted for it in the House and the Senate. And Republicans in Congress vote to take away another Medicare benefit in a few years. What's that do to her planning? They're going to increase retirement age for Social Security and shrink benefits. That's what they're moving to do. Watch what happens to the cost of living of hardworking Floridians. That's what I call inflation. At the end of the month, what you have left, if you have no money, that's inflation. The things you need, are they going up? And they are. They are. Let me close with this. Over the past few years, we've faced the most difficult challenges in our history, both at home and abroad. But we're making real progress. Just have to keep going.